Hello class, this is Geometry topic 7-6. Today we're going to be talking about 30, 60, 90 triangles. In the last topic we covered 45, 45, 90. Today we're talking 30, 60, 90. Both of these have shortcuts as far as figuring out the lengths of sides. This one's just a little bit more complicated. We're going to start with our base as x. That would be the short leg. The long leg is going to be x on the square root of 3. And the hypotenuse will be 2x. So, normally this is something where your hypotenuse is twice as long as your short leg, and you'll need the long leg x square root of 3. We're going to go ahead and do a proof where we know these two and to try to find this one. So x squared plus x on the square root of 3 squared. And we want to demonstrate that that equals 2x squared. So, what we have is x squared is just x squared. If we square this, x times x makes x squared. And the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 makes 3. And that's going to equal, well, 2 squared makes 4. X squared makes x squared. So now we have x squared plus 3x squared. I want to prove that it equals 4x squared. So x squared plus 3x squared makes 4x squared, which of course is equal to 4x squared. And so yes, this checks out. So we've basically proven that this ratio holds true. Our short leg is x, our long leg is x to the square root of 3, and our hypotenuse is 2x. So let's go ahead and solve problem number 1. Let's go ahead and label it first. This would be x, the hypotenuse is 2x, and the long leg is x square root of 3. So AB would be x, BC, x square root of 3, and AC is 2x. Example number 2, our short leg is always the one that is opposite the 30-degree angle. So that means that this is x, hypotenuse is 2x, and this is x square root of 3. So AB is 2x, BC, x square root of 3, and AC is x. Example number 3, the opposite the 30, that is our x. Our hypotenuse is 2x, opposite the 60 is x square root of 3. So AB would be x, BC would be 2x, and AC would be x on the square root of 3. So you can see that as we move these around, it really doesn't matter how we move it. The sides are the same. What does change is our short leg is always going to be x. Our hypotenuse is always 2x. And our long leg is always x on the square root of 3. Let's go ahead and put some of this into practice. My printer seems to be running right now, so I'll talk a little bit louder to make sure I'm talking over it. We need to find the values of the missing sides in this 30, 60, 90. Since this one is 60, that means this one must be 30. So this side would be x, this would be x on the square root of 3, and this would be 2x. So we can see that 2x equals 14. Divide both sides by 2, we get that x equals 7. Alright, so that means that this side is 7, and this side would be 7 on the square root of 3. So LM we've written is 7 on the square root of 3, and MN we've written is 7. go and take a look at example number 5. Alright, that's our 60-degree angle, which means that this is our 30-degree angle. So that means that this is x, this is 2x, and this is x on the square root of 3. So x equals 2, which means that LM is 2 on the square root of 3, and then L is 2 times 2, which is 4. So LM is 2 on the square root of 3. Ln is 4. So far these have been really simple. Let's go ahead and take a look at example number 6. This is our 60-degree angle, which means that this one is our 30. So that means that this is x, this one is 2x, and this one is x on the square root of 3. So now we have that x on the square root of 3 equals 9. Well, I need to figure out what x is. So I'm going to divide both sides by the square root of 3. That's going to cancel on this side and give me x equals 9 divided by the square root of 3. Well, I can't have the square root of 3 as a denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3, which gives me 9 on the square root of 3 over 3. And 9 divided by 3 just gives me 3 on the square root of 3. And so that's what x is. So 3 on the square root of 3. And now I need to do 2x. So 2 times 3 on the square root of 3 makes 6 on the square root of 3. So that's what that one is. So if we look at these, Ln is 6 on the square root of 3, and Mn is 3 on the square root of 3. Now I want you to notice that on example number 4, I started off by trying to find my short side. Example 5, they gave me the short side. In example number 6, I started off by finding my short side. So if you've not been given the short side, you need to find the short side first. Let's go ahead and take a look at our last example. You can go ahead and try to work this one out on your own. It's not going to be terribly hard. You can pause the video and then just restart it to double check your work. So this is 60, which means that this is our 30-degree angle. So this one is x, this one is 2x, and this one is x on the square root of 3. Which means that 2x equals 4 on the square root of 3. So I divide both sides by 2. And x equals 2 on the square root of 3. So I know that this one is 2 on the square root of 3. And now, if x equals 2 on the square root of 3, then I need 2 on the square root of 3 times the square root of 3. That's for x on the square root of 3. Well, that gives me 2, and the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 comes out to be a regular 3, so that's 2 times 3, which equals 6. So this side would be 6. So Lm turns out it's 6, and Mn turns out it is 2 on the square root of 3. So these are how you solve these problems. Again, you may want to pause, rewind, watch some of these other videos. But anyway, have a good afternoon and good luck on your assignment.